Welcome to today's webinar. The topic we're covering is a continuation of our last artificial intelligence webinar, How to Train Your AI. Before we begin, just a little bit of housekeeping. In the GoToWebinar panel, you'll actually see a place right here where you can submit your questions. Feel free to submit your questions at any time during the presentation via the question panel. I'll make sure to go through all of those questions right at the end. The webinar will be recorded and we will be sending it to all attendees after the session. Let's begin with just a couple of facts about AppCard. So we process 700 million transactions in a year. Currently, we're in 1 in 8 U.S. households. We have about 20 million shoppers with over 4,000 merchants using our platform. We've got 95 company employees. I work out of our New York office here in Manhattan. We have a second office in Delray Beach, Florida, and a third office in Tel Aviv. So what exactly is AppCard? A lot of you probably think that AppCard is a simple loyalty and rewards program, and we definitely are that at heart. But AppCard is much more than that. AppCard is actually a system. And AppCard is a CRM, a loyalty and rewards platform, an email marketing tool, and a text messaging platform all in one. AppCard is built into your Retail Pro point of sale system, so it's a natural part of your sales associate workflow, increasing employee adoption as well as customer enrollment. Retail Pro point of sale data is integrated into the AppCard platform and is processed through AppCard's machine learning algorithms to send personalized marketing messages based on each individual shopper's learned behavior. Retailers do have the flexibility to build unique loyalty and rewards programs, as well as we have AppCard Success Managers available to retailers to help you build the most effective program based on both your margins as well as your goals. Retail Pro International is a global leader in retail management software that's recognized worldwide for rich functionality, multinational capabilities, and unparalleled flexibility. Major retailers all over the world are using Retail Pro to optimize their operations and deliver on the unified retail experience that customers expect. I'd like to take a moment to thank our friends over at Retail Pro for their continued support and partnership. So for those of you who I have not had the pleasure of working with yet, my name is Paloma Kim, and I'm a senior franchise marketing consultant here at AppCard. I've been with the company for about 4 years now, and I handle all things Retail Pro. On our agenda today, we have what exactly is artificial intelligence, how is AI being used in the retail industry today, and lastly, how can you use AI to market your business? So in this webinar, we're going to discuss how an artificial intelligence learns and provide a strategy for teaching it. Before we discuss how to train your AI, we're going to first define what artificial intelligence is so we actually know what we're training as well as how it works. In this section, we're going to take a general view of artificial intelligence to better understand what it is. And AI is a vast field of study from one end of the spectrum to another. Things can look completely different, but one thing does remain constant, and it's the general principle of intelligence and how it can be created through technology. So let's go ahead and get started. AI is a branch of computer science that seeks to recreate the cognitive problem-solving abilities of the human brain in machines. In order to do this, computer science has created the machine version of the human brain called a neural network. The human brain is a network of neurons, and we use these to learn things. If computer scientists can replicate the structure and function of the human brain, we may be able to get cognitive capabilities in machines. So this means that a machine may be able to think, learn, and make decisions just like you and I. But what exactly does that mean? And what does that mean that we're trying to replicate? Not many people have thought about the existential nature of learning as well as decision making. So, to understand artificial intelligence, we must first understand how we humans learn and make decisions. So, what is it that we're trying to replicate? On a very high level, there's four basic steps that lead to general intelligence and decision making. Obviously, this is an oversimplification, but it should help us to understand how learning takes place, as well as ultimately how we can recreate the intelligence in machines. So, step one is going to be pattern recognition. If we capture a bunch of data points on when a shopper makes a purchase, we can plot that information and start to recognize the average length of time between the purchases. In this case, we see that the shopper makes a purchase every 30 days. This is going to be the first pattern. Step two then becomes prediction. So if we can determine a pattern, we can then make a prediction on when the next likely purchase will happen. In this case, the next number must be 180. Step three is then goal orientation. So once a prediction is made, we can give the machine a goal. Let's say that the goal is to reduce shopper churn by ensuring that the shopper makes their next predicted purchase. Step four is success and failure learning. We then give the machine the tool as it needs to achieve its goal. And in the marketing world, these tools would be things like communication channels, emails, and SMS marketing. The machine will try different communication channels to achieve the highest conversion rate. And with each attempt, the machine will measure the results to see whether it has reduced shopper churn or whether it has increased. Through success and failure, the machine will learn not only the best time to communicate with the shopper, but also the best incentive to provide and even the best method of delivery, whether it be SMS, emails, push notifications, anything like that. These are the main ingredients to understanding how intelligent machines can then be created. There are many different patterns when it comes to shopper behavior, and of course, there are many different goals laid out by retailers that wish to improve shopper experience and ultimately increase that revenue. So, a very useful pattern to identify is the shopper's buying cycle. This again is the average amount of times between successive purchases. If we learn the pattern, we can accurately predict their next likely purchase. Now, this will allow us to create several different goals that will influence the shopper behavior as well as their spend. As discussed in the last slide, one goal could also be churn prevention, but we have other goals that we can also set by using buying cycles as the base pattern. We can ask the machine to increase the average transaction size, for example. So the machine may test success or failure by providing shoppers with different incentives from maybe percentages off to dollar amounts, measuring the results, and then recalibrating for the optimal communication schematic. Another goal may be to ask the machine to increase the frequency of purchases, cutting down the average buying cycle from, let's say, 30 to 15 days. The machine again will try different incentives at different times to optimize the best result in order to satisfy our goal. All of these goals can be achieved from pattern number one. Pattern two is an example of more complex pattern that an AI is capable of recognizing, analyzing, and acting on. So this is a product correlation pattern. In this type of pattern, the machine is actually looking at multiple layers of data. So the first thing it's going to look at is products like Nike sneakers. It then looks at shoppers that are purchasing Nike sneakers and looks to see if these shoppers are also purchasing any other product frequently. Let's say that the AI recognizes that people who purchase Nike shoes also correlate highly with the purchase of Dr. Scholl's insoles. The AI can then use this pattern to predict that Nike shoppers will also buy insoles. We can set the goal to incentivize Nike shoppers to buy insoles, and the AI will then recommend Dr. Scholl's insoles to all Nike shoppers that have not purchased insoles yet with different types of offers and measure the success and failure. An AI's capacity for pattern recognition, prediction, goal setting, and measurement of success and failure is almost limitless. So why AI and not us, the human brain? So the answer to this question may seem redundant after everything that we've just learned about how AI works, but I want to get a little bit more detailed on why AI is such an exciting new technology and tool for retailers. AI can recognize patterns on a much more granular level than humans are able to. So an AI can track and learn patterns, and AI can make predictions on every single one of your shoppers, not just the entire customer base as a whole. So this allows the AI to learn personal preferences for everyone. AI can learn complex patterns using multiple data points. So not only can it learn the individual shopper's buying cycle, but it can also learn whether they respond to different offers better or worse, what time of the day they're actually likely to make the purchase, and even whether the weather outside encouraged or deterred them. Lastly, and probably most importantly, machines are capable of processing data at amazing speeds. So what might take you and me a couple hours to calculate using longhand math will take an AI system just seconds to solve. So our next question is, what makes AI so successful in the retail industry? And the answer to this question is pretty simple. It's just personalization. In almost all of the instances of artificial intelligence in the retail industry, it's used to personalize the experience for each and every one of your shoppers. As a retailer, if our goal is to increase revenue and reduce costs, then AI's ability to learn shopper behavior and record which products and services each shopper prefers becomes the holy grail for our balance sheets. AI is personalization, and personalization is the idea that each and every one of us is unique, not only with our own style, but with our own buying cycles, our preferred communication methods, promotional preferences, and of course, spending habits. So we like to celebrate our individuality and do appreciate the recognition of our uniqueness. Every example of artificial intelligence in retail is united by its effort to learn shopper preferences and cater to each unique individuality through the personalization of content. In delivering each shopper content relevant to their individuality and preferences, we're assured that the ROI on our marketing dollars is in perfect harmony, balancing money out with money in. Data allows for personalized content and experience. Personalization is fast becoming the universal language of marketing. Several recent studies have shown the effects of personalization in the marketing world today. So, research reveals that personalization can deliver 5 to 8 times the ROI on marketing spend and lift sales 10% or more. Personalization leads to 67% lift in transaction value, 300% conversion rate, and 7% annual revenue increase. 35% of Amazon's revenue is generated through its personalized recommendation engine. 40% of consumers buy more from retailers who personalize the shopping experience across all their channels. And a report from Janrain and Blue Research suggests that 96% of consumers surveyed indicated they received mistargeted promotions or information. 94% of those people have expressed their dissatisfaction by taking action, including automatically deleting emails, unsubscribing from emails, and categorizing emails as junk or spam. Now that we have a better understanding of what artificial intelligence is, the basics behind how it actually works, and its application as a decision engine for your marketing efforts, I want to move into what to expect once you actually make the move to employ an artificial intelligence marketing platform for your retail business. We very often compare artificial intelligence to human intelligence, and why not? We are, after all, inherently trying to replicate the way the human brain processes data and uses logic to make decisions. We generally leave the AI to human comparison at the structural and theoretical level, though, but there are so many more parallels. Most notably overlooked is the developmental processes, i.e., the way we learn. In this next section, aptly named Core Ingredients to Build an AI, we're going to examine how an AI works when first implemented, as well as how each version of an AI is unique to its host business and how its growth is influenced by things like environmental factors that can facilitate unique behavioral specificities to your retail business as well as your shoppers. So, an AI has a very similar growth trajectory to a human brain. On day one, when an AI is born and plugged into your retail business, it's pretty much just a blank slate. And at this point, the AI knows nothing about your shoppers or the unique market that you operate in. It only has the potential to learn, nothing more. Over time, as the AI is exposed to data, interactions with shoppers, and is told what its goals and objectives are, it begins to learn and create connections, very much like the brain of an infant. Over time, its understanding of shopper behavior matures and becomes more and more intelligent until it reaches its apex maturity level. In the case of AppCard for Retail Pros specifically, artificial intelligence marketing system maturation takes about 12 months to be fully complete. Now, during the initial 12 months, the AI is not just tracking and recording patterns, but it's also determining what it is that's causing those patterns. So here I'd like to take a moment to introduce Pinky. And Pinky is a nickname of our AI system composed of artificial neural networks and other machine learning approaches which are orchestrated and optimized via reinforced learning. So when Pinky is first implemented, again, it's just that blank slate. It learns by collecting data from a marketing and rewards platform that's already built into your retail point of sale system, allowing it to identify shoppers and track their purchases in order to understand their shopping behavior. In addition, Pinky is actually fed data from external sources that allow it to correlate how things like the weather, holidays, seasonality, and more impact individual shopper purchase behavior. Throughout this section, we're going to explore in detail how Pinky collects data and how it learns unique shopper-based interacts with your business, and how it's going to turn into using automated AI-driven marketing efforts, which are personalizing your communication as well as increasing your overall revenue. So building Pinky and acclimating him to your business is easy, and it requires just three ingredients. Ingredient one is shopper identity. Ingredient two is a communication channel such as an email or a phone number. Ingredient three is transaction data. So the AppCard system for Retail Pro is designed to allow you to capture these three ingredients to power the artificial intelligence. Let's actually take a look at how these come together. Shopper identity is going to be ingredient number one. So capturing a shopper's identity and creating an individual profile allows Pinky to learn the behavior and transaction history of individual shoppers to create personalized communications and experiences. In order to achieve this, the AppCard platform allows you to offer your shoppers a loyalty and rewards program. And typically, loyalty has been viewed as a simple retention tool designed to incentivize repeat purchases and at times maybe increase the average transaction size among those participants. But in more recent marketing theory, loyalty is viewed more as an opportunity for shopper identification, where shoppers will self-identify during each transaction in exchange for points or rewards. You can think of loyalty as a new currency that you can create between you and your shopper, and it's a currency that you can use to obtain information about their shopping behavior as well as that transaction history. Ingredient two is going to be a communication channel. A marketing system in your is rendered ineffective without a channel through which you can actually speak to your shoppers. So loyalty plays another role in gathering your ingredients. Shopper identification requires some form of a unique identifier. In the case of the loyalty program, you can use a shopper's phone number as the unique identifier for participation, very similar to any big box retail experience. By capturing their phone number, you can now actually begin to build an SMS channel for communication. Using your new point-of-based loyalty currency, you can now trade points for a shopper's email, maybe an address or a birthday, creating a robust set of communication channels. Finally, our third ingredient is going to be transaction data. So there's no more important piece of data that you can capture about your shoppers. Their transaction data will tell you what motivates them to pull their wallets out and actually make a purchase at one of your stores or online. Transaction data will allow you to understand a number of different things about your shopper that will ultimately allow Pinky to learn the proverbial DNA of each and every one of them. Now to our mixing bowl. So this is where all three ingredients will be, and that's POS-based loyalty. By running a loyalty and reward system through your point of sale, Retail Pro, you can capture all of these ingredients during every single one of your transactions. And it is important to note that our system does track 100% of transactions. So it's not just tracking people that sign up for email or loyalty marketing, it's tracking everybody in real time, giving you a 360-degree view of your business. As shoppers use the loyalty program to cash out, they'll self-identify to your cashiers using that phone number. Once the transaction is complete, AppCard will capture the SKU-level transaction information from Retail Pro, and it will append it automatically to the shopper's identity. POS-based loyalty and rewards allow you to capture shopper identity, phone number, and transaction history all in real time. Now, for those of you wondering about email capture, the AppCard Retail Pro system absolutely captures email as well. An artificial intelligence is capable of and designed to identify and learn patterns that it can use to predict the future behavior of each and every one of your shoppers. Tracking shopper behavior through their purchase history yields powerful insights and gives you the ability to communicate with each shopper on that one-to-one level, personalizing content as well as ending promotions at a time that they're actually going to be likely to use them. In and of itself, this capability offers retailers tremendous value, but simply tracking and analyzing shopper patterns based on their transaction history lacks the ability to explain anomalies on otherwise predictably reliable behavior. To truly communicate flawlessly with your shoppers, an AI must be able to explain why anomalies happen as well as plan for them in advance. So anomalies are the product of external influences to a shopper's otherwise predictable purchasing cycles. In the diagram below, you're actually going to see three different lines, and they're each representing different iterations of the same AI. The first line represents an AI that does not account for any external influences. Each business that uses this AI will see the AI behave and communicate with shoppers in the same way. It will learn shopper behavior, predict their next likely purchase, and communicate with each one of them accordingly. Because this line does not take any external influences into account, the AI cannot process why some communication is less successful than other predicted communication and may adjust its logic for the wrong reasons. Now, the next two lines represent the same AI, but they're now connected to external data feeds. This feed includes calendar information, local weather information, and holiday information. So you're going to see that these lines curve in relation to those external data feeds. In Seattle, for example, it rains 150 days out of the year. The national average is about 100 days per year. In Austin, it rains 50 days out of the whole year, so this is 50% less than the national average. As a result, we can see that the weather has less of an impact on shopper behavior in Seattle than it does in Austin. The AI can now adjust its predictions and better communicate with each shopper based on these external influences like the weather. Now, although the AI cannot determine your religious beliefs, it can see how the local population reacts around religious holidays, so adjusting communication predictions when it's actually appropriate. Our top line is an example of an AI that creates its answer to adjust for anomalies in shopper behavior, whereas the curved line below are representative of an AI that has the ability to identify the cause of the anomaly and adjust for it in the future. The AI can answer the question why when fed external influencers. So there are two types of learning that an AI will engage in during its development, and it's going to be passive learning as well as active learning. These two types of learning are on opposite ends of the educational spectrum, but have a symbiotic relationship through which the AI learns. Passive learning is a process through which an AI learns with no human intervention. So the AI receives a flow of information unabated and tracks the normal cycle of shopper interaction with the business. Up to this point, all methods of data capture and flow have converted fits into the passive learning category. Transaction data from Retail Pro, weather conditions, calendar days, and holidays, and the natural behavior of shoppers in the loyalty program. The passive learning process tells the AI how shoppers normally interact with the business, providing a baseline of behavior from which we can actually begin to mark successes and failures in our marketing efforts. Now on to active learning. So active teaching is an action that we take to influence shopper behavior. So this kind of stuff includes marketing via email and SMS. It could also include things like automated messages that are triggered by shopper behavior, and even promotional events and much more. From the passive learning process, we get the normal baseline of behavior of each shopper, which allows us to measure the success and failure of any marketing effort designed to manipulate shopper behavior. The AI is designed to track, learn, and analyze shopper behavior to enable it to personalize content that each shopper is most likely to react to. Active teaching allows you to create information that the AI can then use to gauge the best type of promotion, the best time to send a promotion, and the means communication channel that you should be using. Some shoppers may respond to promotions for a dollar amount off, while others are more apt to respond to percentage off promotions. Still, some shoppers will respond better to promotions that arrive on Monday, while others might respond to those received on Friday. Active teaching allows you to actually train your AI on the best way to influence shopper behavior, all while creating marketing content and generating revenue. And now we've finally arrived to the section on implementing a progressive marketing strategy as a means of training your AI to understand how to better influence your shoppers' behavior. Training an AI to learn your shoppers' behavior, how external influences curve their shopping patterns, and how marketing influences their baseline takes about 12 months of data. During this 12-month period, we will guide you in a marketing strategy that generates revenue through the use of transaction data and teaches your AI how to best market to each one of your shoppers. There are going to be 3 distinct phases of marketing during your first 12 months with us. Each phase will be progressively more targeted as additional data capture occurs through the AppCard Retail Pro system. Each phase will be focused on engaging shoppers with email and SMS marketing to create new data points on how shoppers respond to different types of targeted marketing as well as promotional incentives. The time period between the phases will have additional system building goals. In your first 6 months, you're going to focus on things like shopper participation and that CRM building. This time period is where you're going to build marketing reach among shoppers to provide you with the largest audience possible for all of your efforts. The second 6 months, or the back half of the first year, is more going to be focused on pattern recognition by that AI. So at month 6, you'll actually have a large portion of your shoppers now participating in the program, and the AI can now effectively monitor the behavior for future automated communication. And it is during the second half of the year that marketing promotions need to kick into high gear, as you'll have the greatest number of participants at this stage coming out of that initial CRM building period. So phase one is going to be initial marketing. In this first phase, we're going to focus on 4 marketing segments to capture information on every one of your shoppers. Channel building to capture shopper email and mobile number for future communication. This will be accomplished through automated marketing content that incentivizes email and mobile number capture as well as opting in. Engagement that will automatically and continuously interact with shoppers to keep your business top of mind. Marketing groups, which is the creation of shopping segments based on genre, brand, and even spend. This is an important focus for future marketing efforts. Each group will capture shoppers that make relevant product purchases and add them to a list for more targeted marketing once we hit phase 2. And finally, in phase 1, we will want to begin planning different types of promotions to send to shoppers. So it will be important to send different types of promotion offers throughout the first 12 months in order to teach the AI what type of promotion each shopper is going to react to best. At month 6, we're actually going to have an established and rough baseline of shopper behavior, how shoppers normally interact with your specific business. So we can now start to train the AI through active teaching in the forms of promotions that both target your shoppers as a whole and in those more segmented groups that we spoke about. We'll want to send promotions via both email and SMS in order to teach the AI which channel is most effective in communicating with shoppers and influencing their behavior. So we will want to try different promotions to help them better understand that. Finally, it is important that your initial promotions are sent out allowing for a 7-day redemption window for your shoppers. So the AI will actually measure when each shopper reacts and responds to the promotion. The AI will then be able to determine the best day of the week and time of day each shopper is most likely to make the purchase, and then it's going to adjust accordingly for all of your future marketing automations. At month 12, you'll be able to initiate Pinky. So Pinky will have 3 artificially intelligent marketing options at month 12, and you'll also be able to forecast your future revenue up to 30 days in advance. The 3 settings are going to be retaining risky shoppers, which focuses on correlating and stabilizing shopper purchasing cycles based on their normal purchase habits. We also have product recommendations, which is designed to introduce new products to shoppers based on what your whole customer base seems to be putting together. Campaign enhancement, which allows you to run any marketing promotion and have Pinky determine what time of day and week it's best to deliver the promotion to each shopper based on the previous 12 months of recorded behavior. Finally, revenue forecasting. So at about month 12 with Pinky, you'll be able to provide you with a future revenue forecast by location with a 3.85 margin of error. In this section, we're going to break down the different types of artificially intelligent marketing options that are now at your disposal. Retain risky shoppers is a setting that's designed to target shoppers that are at risk of churn from your business. During the first 12 months, Pinky is calculating each shopper's normal buying cycles, the average time, let's say, between purchases, but Pinky also tracks what items each shopper purchases and how much money they spend at every visit. Through the first year, some shoppers will churn and they'll stop making purchases. Pinky will analyze those shoppers' normal purchasing cycles and the content of those purchases. Pinky will then look to identify any changes in a shopper's normal purchasing behavior that might correlate with that churn risk. Once activated, Pinky will learn this shopper to identify shoppers who are purchasing profile changes to match an at-risk shopper and automatically send marketing communication to influence another visit to your store. Amazingly, this type of campaign sees approximately 68% shopper return to the store, making it a super powerful anti-churn tool. Here we're looking at product recommendations. So this is a very interesting AI setting. Most of us are familiar with the Amazon style recommendations that you see online where shoppers are presented and recommended based on other shoppers that may have purchased that similar item. So this has been wildly successful for us. AppCard's AI takes this concept a little bit further, and a retailer can actually select an item that they wish to sell and Pinky to generate a list of shoppers that would be likely to purchase that specific item. The criteria is based on a number of different data points, including purchase history, total spend, relative to the value of the item, and response rates to historic marketing efforts. Pinky's recommendation feature has actually achieved greater than 40% returns. Campaign enhancement is one of the greatest success stories in artificially intelligent retail-based marketing. Throughout your first year, a large part of your marketing strategy is to deliver marketing content and promotions to shoppers as a means of training your AI. Campaign enhancement is really where this effort pays off. So let's say, for example, that you're running a promotion for, 10% off of this week, and you want to send it to all of your shoppers. Pinky will watch not only what day of the week, but also what time of each day the shopper makes a purchase as a result, and it will cross-reference this against the transaction history. So Group A makes a purchase Tuesday after 5 p.m., Group B will make a purchase Thursday before 1 p.m., and Group C makes a purchase on Saturday afternoon. You're going to rerun this exact campaign again, but this time you can allow Pinky to decide when best to send each shopper the promotion based on their reaction to the original. So Pinky will send each shopper the promotion when they're most likely to use it, increasing conversions through convenience. At the close of your first year, you'll be able to choose to enhance each marketing campaign using this artificial intelligence. So now we're on to revenue forecasting. Here's an example of our revenue projection reports. AppCard has a revenue prediction tool that allows you to look into the future by sending merchants a revenue projection 30 days in advance. In this case, it is a weekly report. And in purple is what we predicted for last week and also what we predict for the next week. The blue is what the business actually did. This has been very helpful with operational adjustments, especially for multi-location retailers. Tools. So AI has the potential to learn and adapt to individual shopper preferences using statistics as well as probability to enhance and improve your marketing efforts. But sometimes human intuition and creativity can see things that a machine simply cannot. In this next section, we will review some of the tools that you have at your disposal that allow you to take shopper data and segmentation to create your own segments and targeting strategies. Here is a quick peek at our cloud-based computing dashboard. So AppCard will provide you with a cloud-based dashboard that, again, is tracking 100% of your transactions. It's not just the people that sign up for loyalty or email marketing. It's actually all transactions from both your brick and mortar locations and your e-commerce platform if you chose to connect that as well. There are over 105 different real-time transaction-based reports for you to view from all locations, comparing and contrasting a few, or looking at them individually. The bottom arrow on the screen is highlighting loyalty reach. This metric is the overall participation of shoppers using the loyalty program during their purchases. Given the importance of shopper identity, this is one of the most important metrics to monitor. In this case, 76% of this business shoppers participate in the program, meaning that 7 out of 10 shoppers self-identify through the rewards program, giving the business the ability to personalize marketing content to their entire customer base. The top arrow is pointing to the marketing section of the dashboard, and this is really where all the magic happens. Once you click into the marketing section of the dashboard, the sky's the limit, or your mind is pretty much, but you will be able to select either SMS or email marketing. From there, you're going to have the option to set your own targeting conditions based on shopper behavior and transaction history. So you can select to target shoppers based on a specific product purchase, a specific brand, their buying cycles, which location they visited, or you could select to target customers that have not purchased a specific product or brand. So it's cool because we know what your customers have bought, but that means we also know what they haven't bought. So we can help to introduce new products to customers using it the other way around. You may also layer multiple data points to create targeted shopper profiles. In this example, we see that you can target all customers that have bought Nike products but that have not bought any Puma products and has spent a minimum of $1,000 since they signed up to your loyalty program. The system will then comb through the CRM and let you know how many shoppers fit the profile that you've created and are eligible to receive whether it be an SMS or an email message. The marketing section of the dashboard gives you full creative power to target shoppers as you see fit. Everything that we've covered so far today seems wonderful and the potential is obvious. However, with any marketing system, proving ROI is always most difficult and it usually involves a lot of ifs, ands, or buts when asked to approve it. With AppCard for Retail Pro, there are none of that anymore when it comes to proving ROI. The AppCard system has all the ingredients it needs necessary to calculate and definitively show ROI from each and every one of your communication channels. When you send an email or an SMS, AppCard will track the number of shoppers targeted and then how many of them return to the store or online to make a purchase as a result. Now, once they make a purchase, the system will log their transaction as a part of the reporting for the campaign, and it's going to show you exactly how much revenue to the penny each one of your emails or SMS has generated. In this example, we have a business that has sent a text message to 3,000 shoppers offering 10% off this week. 378 of them responded and made a purchase, spending almost $5,000. Now, for some of you skeptics in the audience that are saying, well, how do I know that the shopper wouldn't have come in anyway? I have the answer for that as well. One of the most powerful ways to prove marketing ROI is to identify a control group along with your target audience. So what is a control group? A control group is basically just a set of people who fit the criteria that you've assigned to the campaign, but whom we do not send the offer to. At the end of the marketing campaign, you can then compare how the members of the campaign performed from a visit and revenue perspective against the control group who got no offer. This is how you can truly determine whether your marketing offer and message had an impact on the target audience. Here we can run the exact same campaign as before where 3,000 shoppers are targeted with an SMS promotion. If we set a 10% control group, 300 of these shoppers will receive no promotion or incentive to make a purchase. The reporting will then calculate how much the recipient of the marketing content spent versus the control group. In this example, we see that the marketing increased your revenue by 14% when compared to the control group. AppCard will take current customer CRMs and upload them to the platform, and that will actually allow you to consolidate your customer list from your point of sale, from your current loyalty platform, email systems such as like a MailChimp or Constant Contact, and any texting service that you may currently use. Consolidating these CRMs will actually allow management the ability to manage all of your databases under one umbrella. No longer will you have to make a report in Retail Pro to segment your shoppers to then upload to a MailChimp or Constant Contact and really have no idea how effective that campaign is. A pending transaction history will allow you to automatically send personalized offers and incentives based on the transaction history. So we don't limit the number of subscribers with our email marketing tool as well, which I know our customers love. AppCard is fully integrated with all versions of Retail Pro, 8, 9, as well as Prism. And lastly, I did want to show you guys our mobile app. So this is a couple of screenshots of our mobile app. It's important to note that your customers do not have to download anything in order to participate in the program. We've seen that with a low barrier to entry, we can get the participation rate upwards of 70%, like you saw within the dashboard. There are a couple ways that your customers can keep track of their points and the punches. One will be right at the point of sale. When the cashier puts in their phone number, we'll be able to tell you the balance of their rewards and their offers. If they choose to download the mobile app, they will be able to see their points, punches, and digital receipts that we send them on the app, although all of this is available directly online on our website, and then each merchant will have a full access to all of their customers' transaction history, digital receipts, and more directly on the AppCard for Retail Pro dashboard. With most of our Retail Pro merchants, you just keep that up right at the point of sale because I can actually build store level permissions. So let's say maybe the manager of the location can look up points, receipts, but they won't have access to any sensitive sales information. So that concludes my presentation for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I would love to get to know you and your business a little bit more. And if you wanted to maybe set up some time to take a deeper look into the dashboard and see some more of the campaigns that we can draw, please let me know. Here's my phone number as well as my email. And at this time, I'm going to go over to the question panel. If you have any questions, please go ahead and submit them through the question panel. It looks like we do have some here now, so let me pull those up. The first question we have is, what is the installation process like? So the integration is actually maintained by Retail Pro and installed by AppCard. It takes about 15 minutes to set up on each workstation. Is there an app? So yes, briefly just showed a couple screenshots of the app. So we do have the AppCard app, but it is not a requirement for your customers to participate, although it is available if they'd like to download that. What if I'm already using a rewards program? Great question. So we showed the screenshot of all the different CRMs that each customer might have. We can actually centralize all of your customer data. So your Retail Pro CRM, all of your information in MailChimp and Constant Contact. We can convert any existing points, punches in your current loyalty program so that your customers do not miss out on that. But this way you can actually manage the full cycle of all of your marketing communication right in that one place with purchase history attached and also that revenue tracking that we spoke about. We have another question here. What if I need help to come up with campaign ideas? Also a great question. We do provide you with a full-time dedicated success manager that can help you to set up campaigns as well as in-store promotions. It'll always be that same person that you speak with over here, so they'll get to know you and your business. We do monitor the data in the first couple months, and we like to have a monthly review if you have the time for us in order to actually act on those opportunities that we might see. But again, it'll always be that same person that you'll have their direct phone line and email to help you out with that. How do control groups work? So we make setting up the control groups very simple. It's simply checking a box to actually identify which control group within your campaign setup that you want to do. I'd be happy to share a little bit more about that live dashboard specific more to your industry, so you can actually take a look at some of the data-driven campaigns that are being run as well as the ROI results that are being seen. I'll give just a minute or two more in case what is the app called on the iOS platform? So it's just called AppCard, the AppCard app, and it is available for iOS and Android. All right. Well, thank you guys so much again for joining me today. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.